talk about that again this week just a little bit. You see the products sitting on the table. I would not be without them because for the past 14 years I have been a diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, painful arthritis, and I was fortunate enough to have met people who I promised against all better judgment that I would give 40 minutes. And I'm so glad I gave them 40 minutes to explain these products to me because after 14 years of medications, I have now been a whole year free of any medications, and my blood sugars are normal.
Wow.
My blood pressure is normal.
Wow.
My cholesterol is normal, and these little deformed hands are now without pain. They don't look very good, but they're not painful. And I've lost weight.
Oh, you sure have.
That's because of the minerals and vitamins, blueberries and superfruits that are in the drink, and also in the which is called Sunrise and the Sunset, omega 3s, pure fish oil,
Oh, that's so good for
no
you.
fish parts,
All those
no
omegas.
mercury, all comes out of the Alaskan waters. Alaskan blueberry grows out on the tundra. And then we have a product called Nitro FX and Nitro Extreme. It triggered my body to start making nitric oxide. You're too young. You're still making your own. Actually, about 20, it lets
It
down a little
starts to
bit.
dwindle.
It starts
Yeah.
to dwindle is right. It
Mhm.
dwindles until you're taking naps in the middle of the day, which I'm not doing anymore, which is so wonderful.
Really?
Oh,
That's
no,
great.
no naps.
That's
Swimming
great.
early in the morning, out
Hmm.
to meetings at night, going all day long.
One wild and crazy woman, huh?
Hey, I could be arrested any time for having this kind of energy at my age.
That's wonderful. That's
So
great.
Cayenne is a great, great product. If you would like to know more about it or have me visit with you, comment on it, the number to call is 801 362 9552. 801 362 9552. For those of you on KHQN 1480 AM, welcome and glad that you are here. And I'll let everyone else know that is on streaming. And streaming, it's pat.utahvalleylive.com. You can see us on your computer and you can hear us on the radio. And
Technology,
if
technology.
you got it both going at the same time, you're in trouble. But we're glad to be here, in whatever manner you are watching, we're glad to have you visiting with us. And Julia, again, we had so much fun last week that I watched our program a couple of times and thought, gee, we're really fun.
Well, I have a great time. I'm just so grateful I can be here. It's really fun. I look forward to it every Sunday night. Usually Mondays you go, "Oh, it's Monday. Okay, Monday, it's a long week." But last night was, "Oh, I get to go be with Pat." So,
Thank you. Thank you. And then let's find out what's going on. What's new in Utah Valley? What's coming up? The weather.
oh my
I'm
goodness.
sitting in the studio. Thank goodness for the hot lights. They keep a studio cold. And so the hot lights are very meaningful to me because I warm up. And I am grumpy a little bit from now until May. I'm just not a cold weather person.
Oh, darn. Because you live in Utah, honey. I'm sorry.
Every year I've said I'm leaving. I'm going to go visit Palm Springs, going back to see my kids in California, Southern California. I haven't done it yet, and I've been here 27 years. So,
Oh,
guess I'm not really running away.
no.
It's beautiful.
It is
It's
beautiful.
beautiful.
It
This
is
time of the year is
beautiful.
beautiful.
But we had quite the cold snap last week, didn't we?
A snap and a brittle bump, and it was. What did it do to your garden? Mine sitting out there, going, the corn is kind of this way, and the green tomatoes look like they're frozen in place.
Well, I kept listening to the reports and I didn't know, should I cover them? Should I pick it or what? And so Thursday night, I had a friend over for dinner. I made a great soup from my garden. I sauteed
Smart, clever
from
you.
my garden. It was just wonderful soup and then homemade rolls. And my dinner guest commented on how delicious my meal was with my salad from my garden and the homemade rolls. And he said, "Oh, are these homemade?" I said, "Yes, they are." I didn't make them, but somebody else made them. I don't know if they made them in their home or not. So we finished dinner and it was starting to rain and cold again. I said, I have to go pick all my produce. So I went out with this big Patagonia jacket I have that's waterproof. And he came out in his dress shoes and he had big buckets and I was just chucking tomatoes at him, the red ones, green ones, everything I could. And I was just afraid that it was going to freeze. And then all of a sudden I'm out there and it's hailing.
Oh
It
yeah,
hailed like
I got involved
crazy.
in the hail. I
Oh, it
did.
was just pounding down on me. And so we brought everything in, and half of the mud from the garden came with us. And so now I have all these tomatoes. I don't know, what do you do with
You
green tomatoes?
just leave them there. You can fry them.
Yeah.
Honey, if y'all have been raised in the South,
Oh,
y'all know that green fried tomatoes are a delicacy.
I only know the movie. That's all I know is the movie. So
Well,
I'll
you
do
can fry
that.
them, and
Yeah.
then you can be sick on all the grease and the olive oil and
No,
whatever.
because I'll cook it in coconut oil,
Ah, there
which
you
is a
go.
healthier oil for you
Well, my
than that.
string
So
beans made it through the cold. And I've got string beans still coming. I've got enough to feed the neighborhood. And then I have my tomatoes are kind of dwindling, but I have a pumpkin that continues to grow, and it's about like this.
oh, how fun. Your grandkids will love
Yeah,
that.
I'm going to put it on the front porch, assuming I have a little red wagon to drag it around in.
Oh,
And then
great.
I have 8 cantaloupes.
Oh, you do. Good for you.
And I have never had a garden. And when I said, I ought to do something last spring, my son went out and rototilled half my backyard. And so then another grandson came and planted the seeds, and then the quail came along and ate most of them.
Oh
But
yeah, those quail, they get
they
huge
they,
because they
they
eat
went
all our
underground.
seed.
They went underground and pulled out a lot of stuff. And but to make it look pretty, I got some fencing, about like this, white fencing, put around, and then put marigolds in between.
Mm.
And now what do I do with that? The garden is starting to look kind of shabby. I tried to grow okra. I did not know you had to pick it when it was soft and tender. I
Oh.
let it get large and then tried with a ginzu knife to cut through it. It was like a board.
You needed a power saw.
I needed a power saw,
to
is right.
cut through that okra.
So I'm not sure I'm going to do this again, but I really did. I ate a lot of vegetables all summer long out of the garden.
Well, and it's so healthy for you that way. It's just
was
no pesticides, no herbicides,
just
and it's
just where the quail had pecked away at the tomatoes.
well, I found out I didn't have to bring all my produce in because it's fine. It didn't get that
It
cold.
didn't freeze.
And then I was also told the most important thing is to cover it so the frost doesn't get on
What are
the
you
leaves.
covering it with?
You can use a blanket, you can use an old sheet, piece of plastic. That's what I was told today by Lee, my coworker, Lee Adamson, the born and raised Utah boy from Lehigh who knows everything about gardening in Utah. So that's what he told me today. But
Well, my flowers have enjoyed the front of the house. The flowers and geraniums are just healthy. We kind of fuss with geraniums to get them to grow. In California, I have literally taken a shovel and tried to beat them to death.
they won't die.
They won't
they
die.
won't die in California.
They don't. Now, here's the question. Do I have to dig up my whole garden? I don't. I've got zinnias and I've got geraniums and I've got some daisies and do I just take all that, pull it out of the ground and plant something bulbs for the winter
Yeah.
to go through the winter and then next spring have
Yeah.
tulips and daffodils?
Well, bulbs would be great unless, do you have problem with deer like I do?
Some, but they've got a routine. They jump my fence. And then they go up on the bush, up on the hill. I've got a lot of bush up there, and they sleep up there. In the morning, they jump, go across the street, and eat the apples from one house, go next door and eat the vegetables.
No.
And during the winter, if there's anything left anywhere, then they will go and eat whatever's, but nothing in my backyard. They haven't bothered
Oh,
to
well,
plant
good. They
or
haven't
anything.
found that yet.
Uh-uh.
Yeah.
And I go out and bark. You haven't lived until you see me barking early in the morning. Arr, arr,
at the deer?
at the deer, and they
Oh,
go.
well, no, there's
they'll-
a sight. when this gets
in my nightgown, barking like a dog for the deer to get out of my yard.
we can bring a video in next Monday on that one.
Could we not?
On that, well, being that our gardens survived, I just wanted to mention that there's still a lot of community gardens going on. In the whole valley, there's a Provo Farmers Market, which is
That's the one downtown,
Pioneer Park. Yeah,
Okay.
in Pioneer Park.
which is just off of Center Street and Fifth.
Yes,
Okay.
and Catherine Allen does a phenomenal job of organizing and running that, and that actually goes through the end of the month to the 29th. So
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What time? Starts in the morning at
it starts
8?
at 9.
9.
Yeah, and so I'm sure they still have lots of squash and beets and
Now, the last one I went to, they had lots of vegetables, but they also had knickknacks and paddywhacks and some other things that you could purchase.
did you give your dog a bone?
Julia,
Okay.
be serious.
Okay.
Actually,
yeah,
no.
there's a lot of vendors selling a lot of different things, and it's a great market. There's also the shops at Riverwoods. This year was their first year. Also, they have a farmers
No, they
market there.
don't. They
They do
do
down on University
on
Avenue.
Saturday.
Uh-huh. They have it. They call it the Happy Valley Farmers Market.
There you
Is
go.
is where you can come, and they have crafts and they have entertainment also there, and they have produce there too.
Okay, that's University Avenue and Center Street. If you get
Orem Center Street.
Orem Center Street and University Avenue in Provo, if you get to 800 North in Orem, you went too far.
Okay.
Okay, and it's not far from where you go up the canyon of Provo Canyon.
Right.
But it's down in Riverwoods, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's well. I didn't know that. That'd be fun to go to. And how long are they open?
They go until the 31st, also to the end of the month.
Okay, that'll be fun.
And then the BYU Lavelle Edwards Stadium has a farmers market this year also.
I live right next door.
Yes, you do.
And I did not know that.
Oh,
I
my.
did not know it until I passed a sign and I thought, where are they holding it? They hold it in the parking lot on the south side of the stadium.
Right.
Saturdays, no, they have a different day. Thursdays, Fridays, something.
They did not list when it is, but it's free to attend.
Okay, so go there every day until
when
you
you go-
find it.
They didn't list the days when it is. And then
Okay.
also Lehigh, they have their farmers market, which is on North State Street. And same thing, they have a lot of local farmers and growers and arts and crafts and that goes through the 22nd of October
Okay.
in Lehigh. And Spanish Fork also has a farmers market, which is on South Main Street there in Spanish Fork.
Okay.
And they go all the way through to November 5th.
Oh, that's great. I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yes, and then of course we talked about Provo's, and I'm sure there's some more. Maybe I don't know if American Fork or.
Let's do this. If there's a farmer's market in your neighborhood, give us a call, or excuse me, you can't call in here, so on this show. But if you will send us an email, and I've forgotten what that would be too, Kent. Pat, Utah Valley Live @.com.
Sure.
Pat, UtahValleyLive.com. They can do a chat room. Come into our chat room and tell us what you've got going on in your neighborhood, and we'll talk about that or a little bit.
A little bit.
I was in Portland a couple of weeks ago, and we went downtown. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen. It took you an hour to walk around this. I mean, just
wow.
walking.
That's a big one.
It's a huge farmer's market. It goes on all the time. It's very few part of the season. You know, they're down for about 3 months. It's absolutely huge and all kinds of stuff going on there. And it's thousands of people. I mean, we just couldn't plow our way through on a Saturday. Okay, here's a note. The farmer's market at the stadium in Provo is Thursdays from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. through October 27th.
Great. Thank you.
Oh, that's a good
Thank
one
you.
to know. So Thursday from 3 to 8 p.m. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. And just get in our chat room. Come and join us. Ask a question. Make a comment. Be nice. and join us. We'd love to have that for those of you streaming. If you're on the radio, we're going to be hooked up pretty soon where you can talk to us by telephone, we hope.
We
That's
hope.
coming, yeah.
Well, those farmers markets are just wonderful. I love to buy jewelry or artwork from the person who
Well,
made
they do
it.
leather works. They have hats and jackets and belts and shoes, a lot of fun things.
A lot of fun
Then
things.
doesn't the chamber or somebody sponsor one in Provo? They do a big summer something, Summer Fest, Spring Fest, or something.
Well,
like
Orem has their Summer Fest.
Okay.
And then Provo also has some vendors like that for their Taste of the Valley, which
That's
is
it.
usually around the
Yeah.
24th.
Oh.
And they have a lot of vendors there. And then it's also food from all the restaurants that come from the area there.
Oh, that's right. And you get to taste and
right.
sample
So
everything.
it's not so much fresh produce, but
We have-
hopefully it's fresh produce they're cooking with
That's right.
to provide the food for us.
Well, I just need to say this about our produce. It's not driven very far. It's picked
No.
and brought in that day. It's really amazingly wonderful food. So,
And it's
okay.
so fresh.
So that's what's going on for a month or so.
Yep. For our farmers markets.
Okay,
pretty much.
then
So
what
they're
else
still
is
going, and we're still looking forward to all that good fresh produce and
what's happening
fun.
out at Thanksgiving Point? I was by there the other day, and every time I go, they've added something and added something and added something else. They have, I know, a beautiful rose garden. They have flowers going everywhere. They have the barn, which is used. The barn,
Hmm.
the barn,
Barn.
the barn.
No comment.
Oh goodness! But yes, they have wonderful. That's a place that you can lease or rent for whatever you want to do with it. It's big enough for a large crowd. They do good things out there. But every time I've gone out there, they've added something new
Well,
this year
right
too.
now it's an exciting time because it's the fall harvest, and they have the corn bellies, corn maze, and
Say that really
pumpkin.
fast 4 times.
Corn bellies, corn maze, corn bellies, corn
There
maze.
you
No, I
go.
can't. And their pumpkin festival.
Oh, okay.
And
And what does that mean?
well, it's so fun. They have all kinds of things out there for families and things to do. And they have a big corn maze that they grow specifically, just a
And if your
little clip.
teenagers have made you crazy, take them out and lose them for 2 or 3 hours.
Take them through the corn maze. And so that's really popular. I know that the man who started these corn mazes, and he does it all on computer, how he
Oh,
maps it
really?
all out. Yes, I met him, and I apologize, I don't recall his name, but I met him about 5 years ago, and it started here in Utah, and now it's a large business. He does it all over the United States. These corn
So
mazes.
is that open now, or
It
it
is.
is now
Uh-huh.
until what?
It's
Till
open now from September 30th to the end of October, October 31st. And they have all kinds of fun activities, and they have this big blow up, like those big jump up things that
right,
kids
right.
blow up. Well, they have this huge, long, I don't know if it's 50 feet long. It looks 50 feet long. It's this gigantic spook alley that's a blow up one. And a few years ago, I thought, oh, I'll go in there. That's not scary. And about three-fourths of the way
You
through it,
screamed your
I was
head
scared.
off.
Yeah, I'm sort of a wimp when it
Well,
comes
now
to
when you
scary
say
things.
something jumpy, I think something is jumpy and
No, it's
moving, but
not
it's not.
jumpy, but it's a blow up apparatus like those kids bounce up
Okay.
houses that you rent
Okay, but
that blow up.
the floor is
No,
you're
no,
walking on the
you're
ground.
walking on the
Okay,
ground. Yeah,
and things jump at you.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not
It's
going.
pretty fun. It's
I'm
pretty
not good with
fun.
things that jump at me.
Yeah, lots of fun things to do there. And then also they have, I think they have it again this year. They take this big cannon and they shoot pumpkins, which is sort of fun. See how far you can shoot a pumpkin. So you can launch a pumpkin and shoot your pumpkin. So the man actually who did does corn bellies and started that corn maze is Brent. Is it Herbst? I think it's Brent Herbst. Yeah,
Brett.
Brett. Thank you. Yeah,
Brett
Brett
Herbst.
Herbst, and just a great guy, real down to earth. And he's done really fun
He's done good
designs.
on the earth.
He's done good on the earth. And another group that actually has a corn maze going of that I know of, there's probably more, but the one I know of is UVU has their first ever corn maze.
No way. Where'd they put it?
It's down in Payson.
And sponsored by UVU,
Sponsored by
Utah
UVU.
Valley University.
First ever corn maze, and it's going on. It's down there now until the October 31st also. So it's at 1700 West, 800 South in Payson, and general admission price for that is $5.
That's reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So this is for the whole family. All these things are for everybody's. Bring the family. Come.
Right. So,
Lose your children in a maze.
no,
I'm
you,
sorry.
you can't lose them because they're in there somewhere. So
Uh-huh.
there's some security in knowing that they're really not lost.
They're somewhere in the maze.
But maybe 2 hours later you'll find them.
Okay. Where was that when I was raising teenagers? Okay. And so then you've mentioned something else about, well, we need to comment about UVU since we're talking about it. Let's talk about UVU and
Okay,
what's
great.
happened. It was a technical college,
Yes.
kind of a little quiet, sleepy place that didn't compete with BYU or University of Utah.
Well, it was a different
A
facility.
different kind of
Yeah.
facility at that time, and now it's grown and grown and become quite a school. And they changed the name to Utah Valley University.
And it became a 4-year credited school.
a couple of years
Yeah,
ago.
just a few years ago. Right.
And what's going on out there that we should know about?
Well, there's a lot going on out there. I attended the executive summit that was held up at Sundance in September, and President Matthew Holland spoke a lot about it. And actually,
Is
there,
that Jeff Holland's son?
yes, it is.
It is. I thought I
Yes.
remembered that name. Yeah.
Yes, and if you see them, you can see the family
Oh,
resemblance.
really?
They're both tall, handsome men. So
Good.
they look very, very
Okay.
good family
So
traits.
he
and
is
genes.
the president of UVU.
He is the president of Utah Valley University,
Okay.
and it's actually the Utah's largest school, and it's just growing leaps and bounds.
Wait a minute. We've got a lot of schools in Utah.
Right, right. Their enrollment is up, and although they didn't have the final numbers as of September when I was at this executive summit, more likely it's going to be over 33,000 students.
Wow.
And so because of that, there's a lot of students that would have applied and come, but they didn't have enough classes for everybody. So
Our technical support tells us there were 32,670 as of last year. So they're
Wow.
probably right around 33 or even more.
yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. And so because of that, they need more space, and they're building a new science building. It's moving ahead and it's on schedule.
Wait a minute. They've got the McKay Center out there.
Right. Well, no, it's actually changed names. It's now the UCCU Center.
It is?
Yes, the Utah Community Credit Union is the
Sponsor?
yes
Okay.
uh-huh,
Of what was the McKay
of
Center.
what was the McKay.
So
Event
it's now
Center.
the Utah,
UCCU, Utah
UCCU.
Community Credit Union.
okay, Center.
Uh-huh.
And it accommodates trade shows,
Sporting events.
any kind
yeah,
of, large event.
yeah.
That's
It's
great. And they've got tons of parking.
They
And
do,
I've
they
been
do.
out there when I couldn't find parking, and they take acres of parking. So where are they putting the new science building?
well, I don't know the campus that well, but I've seen it. I've seen where the building's
Is it on the
being
north?
built.
It must be on the north side. Because the
Yes,
south,
yes,
the
yes.
southwest, you're bound by
Right,
freeway. by
right,
the,
Right. They're anticipating that the ribbon cutting will take place next spring, probably around the end of March. That's exciting because our new Utah Valley Convention Center is going to be opening at that time too. And if I just may add also at this time that I work for the Utah Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau, and I'm a senior sales manager there. And we have a wonderful website with tons of information, calendar of things to do. You can get hotel rooms there. It's just a wonderful resource for you, and it's utahvalley.com. How easy is that?
UtahValley.com, and the phone number to get hold of Julia if you're coming in with a convention or have questions really about anything going on in Utah Valley. The number to call is 801-851-2100. 801-851-2100, and that'll get them to your desk, and
Yes.
then you can direct them from there. And we need to say again this week that you are going to be moving your offices off of University Avenue over to Center Street inside of the new convention center
Yes, we
in
are.
downtown Provo.
Yes,
Is
we
that
are.
right?
And I just did a hard hat tour with a few people from Brigham Young University and Synergy, and actually can't remember the other group that came with me, but it's just so exciting every week when I have the opportunity to do a hard hat tour. And of course, you have to wear the hard hat
Oh, yeah.
and the vest and the safety glasses and that. I'm just amazed at the progress that's being made.
Beautiful building.
It's a beautiful building and it's on schedule, so we're really excited for that opening.
And they have something unusual as the first event scheduled next year.
Yes, we have our first well, not the first event scheduled, but the first event we scheduled and got a contract for
Okay.
was the National Siberian Husky Club of America,
There you go.
which is exciting and
It
fun.
is. It's going to be fun. So they can accommodate all kinds of people. So
Right.
now we have two large venues. We have the UVU, the UCCU building out on the edge of campus at UVU, Utah University. And then we have also the new convention center. Now, Marriott has been a location that most people have gone, and they're right there next to the
No, they
down.
have wonderful meeting
They
space,
do.
and we're just so thrilled to be right across the street from the Provo Marriott. Their conference center, they have a large ballroom and a lot of meeting space. So I still, of course, book them also. And
Do we have anybody coming to town we should know about?
coming to town soon. Well, we just had the Utah State Association, the after school program, which has grown. They're at the Marriott, and that was just here this weekend. And there's many
Wait,
things
back up a
going
little
on.
bit because I thought all after school programs had been cut out. Are you saying something about schools that are having after school programs or people that are trying to make it happen? Is that what this
Yes,
convention was
yes,
about?
uh-huh.
Which is a great thing. There's so many parents that are working, and where do the children go? I'm excited to hear there's coming back with some things because it's been kind of a drought for what to do with kids after school,
Yeah,
where
and
they would be safe and in a learning situation.
situation. Shani Call is the one who put together the conference, and she said it's growing every year. Last year, I think their numbers have almost doubled this year, and they're looking for even more growth next year in attending this conference. So
Great.
it's
Let's
a good
give
thing.
your website again so people can take a look and find some of this online.
Okay, it is utahvalley.com. And you can also go to Facebook, where we have 3 sites there on Facebook. We have Meet in Utah Valley, we have Film in Utah Valley, and Sports in Utah Valley. And we post things every day. And on our utahvalley.com and Meet in Utah Valley, we have places where you can post your pictures. If you've taken pictures in Utah Valley that you want to post, you can contact us, and we have lots of
And everybody
places.
can share.
Can
That'd be
share the
great.
pictures of the events.
And Kent Vorkink also owns UtahValleyLive.com, and this show is UtahValleyLive.com. Okay. What did I miss? UtahValleyLive.com. Okay.
Okay, we'll get it.
Write me a note.
We'll get it.
Okay. And we'll get that right.
We'll get it.
So there's a lot going on, and the reason we are talking about Utah Valley is because it has become a major center. We talked last week about the fact that Frontier Airlines is now flying in and out of our little airport in Provo, which is not so small anymore. Oh, it's pat.utahvalleylive.com. I left out a dot. pat.utahvalleylive.com.
Wouldn't it be funny if your name was Dot?
Dot.
I'm glad it's Pat. Pat Dot. Okay.
Well, we tried to make it Patricia, but nobody could say it. And then over the years, I've been on radio for about 20 years, and so I had to drop the Patricia because after you say enough Patricia Sheranians, even I can't get all those shushes out there. So
Trip it over yourself.
I'd trip over.
Something
Yes.
else I wanted to mention about Utah Valley University is they're building a new business resource center, which is going to be open sometime late this year or early next year. And what the old Saturn building, the car dealership, just
Oh, yeah,
south
across
of
the way,
campus,
yeah.
south of campus there on
Just off the freeway.
yeah, it's on Sand Hill Road. That's going to turn into a facility that will house a number of business-focused entities. So it will house the Small Business Development Center,
Connected to UVU. Okay.
the Utah Manufacturing Extension Partnership, business incubators, and all kinds of things like that. And they believe that this facility will become the hub for small business and economic growth in Utah.
Oh, that's great. When I was working with Paul Allen, he had a little hub of people that came in. They rented a little bit of space to start their
I
businesses.
came to see you there.
Yeah,
I remember.
And everybody they rented a little cubicle and they talked about their new businesses. And some of the businesses that were there, I really should bring a list in because they were students going to school for the most part. And so this facility that Paul Allen put together was right across the street, and they could come over and work between class and start promoting their business, work through it. Now some of them are up and going and very successful. I ought to do that one day, but this would be great to have that whole facility. It's located at the off-ramp of University Parkway and I-15. So it would be kind of south, well, it is south, would be south of the UVU campus.
Right.
on the same east side of the freeway there. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Certainly didn't know that. That's interesting. What else?
Well, actually, some more on UVU I'd love to share is they have been very fortunate to have Tracy Hainsworth come on board there for the School of the Arts and the Department of the Theater, well, all of the School of the Arts.
Okay.
And Tracy has, I think she came here in June, and she came from LA. She worked with all the major studios.
Tracy Hainsworth.
Hainsworth.
Okay, and she's there on campus?
Right. I think her father was a professor at BYU.
Okay.
And anyway, I met with her, and she's, gosh, 20 years, I think, in LA with, like I said, the big movie studios and talent agencies. And so she has come back to Utah.
She's bringing a lot of information with her, a lot of
A
talent.
lot of talent, a really sharp lady.
I'd get her on
very
the air.
impressed with her. I'd love to bring her on the air.
That would be great.
So she actually sent us, and we have on our website the whole list of the whole year of all these 100 plus events and
Okay.
performances that are going on for the School of the Arts. So right now,
Now, again, that's connected to UVU.
UVU.
Okay, not BYU,
No,
not University of Utah,
Utah Valley University.
not Dixie, Utah Valley.
Yeah.
Okay, University.
Not UCLA.
No,
Utah
not UC
Valley.
Irvine.
No,
Okay.
Utah Valley University. And the Norda Black Box Theater from now until November 17th is doing Princess and the Goblin, which is cute for children. It's a production that will be in the Black Box Theater there at Utah Valley University.
Now, I only know the theater, the one larger theater, so I'm not acquainted with the Black Box.
I'm not acquainted with it either.
Well, let's
but
go get acquainted.
Okay, we'll go.
Okay,
Well, I'll
we should go.
call Tracy and we'll go for sure. So
Okay.
so they're doing that. It's about
I always want to meet a goblin.
Oh yeah, it'd be so fun, so fun. And it talks about the miracle of love and the gift of song, and it's just a great children's production. Also, they're doing, and I always pronounce it wrong, so let me get it right. Eurydice, about the classic myth of Orpheus and through the eyes of this heroine, and dying too young on her wedding day. She must journey to the underworld where she reunites with her father and struggles to remember her lost love. Where, with contemporary characters and fun plots and twists and breathtaking visual effects, the play is a fresh look at a timeless love story.
Sounds like her life.
Timeless, fresh.
Okay, and when is this going to
And
be on
this
the
is
boards?
all through October.
So it's on the boards now?
Right now, all through October. and
Great.
it starts. There's some 2 p.m. matinees and 7:30.
So the
matinees.
Black Box, my granddaughter just sent me a hello. Hello, Juliana, wherever you are.
Oh, how fun!
Thank you for tuning in. She is a ballerina
Oh my.
at the University of Utah in training, and stays up on all the art things that are going on everywhere. So hello, my dear. Okay, I don't know the Black Box, but we're going to know more about that pretty
and,
quick.
and we'll go there for sure.
So,
And then
okay.
she also sent me the music department. They have the UVU Wind Symphony has performed at the Covey. They do a lot at the Covey for that. And
That's on Center Street, downtown Provo. Okay.
And on October 14th is the Chamber at the Covey again. And general admission is $7. Seniors is
Okay,
$5.
what does that mean, the chamber at Covey?
Chamber music.
Oh, I'm thinking Chamber of Commerce. You
No,
have to
no,
be
chamber
specific.
music. This
20
is the
years
music
at the
department.
Utah Provo Orem Chamber of Commerce. I'm going right to the. Okay, so it's chamber music.
Chamber music
How
performed
lovely.
by actually the UVU music faculty.
Oh, lovely.
So it's great to be able to have
And
them
on
there.
that's on now,
No, October 14th.
October 14th. Mark your calendars.
We're talking mostly October
Okay.
for this show today. And then
Okay.
on the 31st, they're doing Halloween marimba and voice on the center stage there. One of their new faculty percussionists, Doug Smith, he puts a spin on some of these fun-filled music and doing a Halloween concert.
Oh, how fun.
So-
Now, none of these are too expensive, are they?
No, that one actually is free.
Oh,
It will-
we'll take free.
Yes, it will be on the 31st, and it is free. So that's with the music department, and then they have a lot that goes on with their dance department. Just a wealth of information can be found on
You've
our.
got pages and pages
That's what
going on.
Tracy sent me. This woman is so organized. They are so lucky to have her. And do you know that Newell Daly is he's over the School of the Arts. He's the dean, the new dean there.
Oh, that's exciting because he's got a wealth of talent behind him.
He is. He's just a great man. And then also October 18th through the 30th. Dijos Words to Live. Laugh and Love by. Dijos Words to Live, Laugh and Love by in Latin America and Sensing Brazil.
That's easy for you to say.
No, it's not, my dear. But that's
take another shot at it.
But that's October 18th through the 30th. And I just love that we have a lot of Latin performances here because we do have a large Latino community.
Let's give the name of it again. We'll read it more slowly so
Okay.
they can write it down.
And I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Dijos, Words to Live, Laugh, and Love by in Latin America and Sensing Brazil.
And that's October 18th through November 30th. Is that right?
And the opening reception is the 18th from 6 to 8.
Y'all come.
Verdad? Sí.
Yeah.
Mi y mi amiga, Patricia,
Uno, dos, tres.
will come.
That's it.
So on our website, we have a lot more information on what's going on there.
I'm going to again mention, let's talk about, give a plug for you again for the your senior manager position that you have.
The only reason I'm the senior sales manager is because I'm the oldest one in the office.
That's not fair.
That's why I'm the senior sales manager.
That also makes her the authority. At the Utah Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau, which right now is located at 111 South University Avenue, but soon to be moving.
In April.
We'll
be moving to Center Street and 200 West.
You move and I get twins.
Oh, there we go.
Another set of twins. So,
that's wonderful. Yes. Congratulations.
I know you'd think I did it all by myself. All right. Now, let's, if we're through with Utah Valley University, which has been an amazing addition to this valley and all that they are doing. You had mentioned before we went on the air.
Oh, wait, I got to tell you something.
Oh, okay.
I just thought.
Hold on.
As you're talking about Utah Valley University, they have an amazing culinary school there, and they have in the UCCU Center, they have a little restaurant. Are you aware of this?
No.
They have a restaurant, and I will get the name for next week. I went for my first time as a guest Friday night, and it's where all the kids in the culinary school prepare a meal, and it's a 5-course meal. It changes from week to week. It could be French one night, it could be Chinese, Italian, and when I went, it was German. On Friday night, and you have to make reservations to go, and it's set up just like a restaurant,
right at UCCU Event Center.
And the food is just phenomenal, and you can choose. You have an amazing array of choices, at least 2, 3, or 4 choices for your soup, your salad, your entree, your dessert. It's just really fun. And
is it expensive?
I don't know, because I was a guest. And I didn't have to pay, but
then you should be a guest and have someone else pay.
It's sure it's
called
quite
Restaurant
reasonable.
Forte.
Oh, wonderful!
Is that it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes,
again, we've got great technical help.
Thank you so much for that. Yes, it is, and it was just delightful. And then after that, we, as we came out, the Miss UVU pageant was going on. And so we sort of just snuck into there for the last 10 minutes, watched the crowning of the new Miss UVU.
We should have her come on the air with us.
We will get her, Pat.
Okay.
We will get her.
Well, that's great. But I like the idea that, let's see, this Friday is German food again. I'm reading the note here.
Great.
So that sounds like it would be good.
You have to call and get reservations for that. But, it just amazes me.
Wait, and so this is a new restaurant, and we're going to...
No, it's not new. It's been there
for a while. It's been there for a while?
Yes, yes.
And sponsored by UVU, and their students are the cooks for the day.
And I believe the main chef, his name is Troy. And he also owns, he bought the chef's table. He bought that.
From the Andersons, from Kent Anderson, because they own Chef's Table.
Right.
on the hill coming
Yeah.
down from Ormond to
Yes.
Provo.
And he bought that I think a year ago or so. So he's doing both of that, and the food is great. But it just amazes me here.
Hey, I'm coming after you because we'd love to do trades. You come on and be a sponsor, and we'll trade out for some dinners. How's that?
Yeah, well,
At the chef's table.
we'd love to have
Now,
him come
did
and
he
talk.
change the name, or did
No,
he
it's still
say
chef's
table?
table.
Okay, so if they need a number to Restaurant Forte, can they find it through UVU or going
Yes,
online?
yes.
Okay, very good.
And you can always Google everything, can't you?
You can Google everything.
You can Google
Unfortunately
everything.
and unfortunately.
But the whole idea is there is so much to do in this valley that is just so fun.
It doesn't cost a lot.
No, it
I
doesn't
hear
cost a
kids
lot
all the
at all.
time saying that, things are too costly. They can't afford to go out more than once a month or something, but there's so much you can do. And because we have not only good, but excellent support through our technical people, the phone number for Restaurant Forte is 801 863 7054. 863 7054. Make your reservations for Friday evening. Enjoy German food.
And there was a man that came in lederhosen.
Oh, how fun.
He just was way into it. It was great. It was great.
So you can come in any dress you want.
I don't know if you can.
Don't wear pajamas.
But he chose to, and he was the hit of the evening in his lederhosen. It was fun.
Oh,
was
that's
really
great.
fun.
Well, lots happening. Okay, now one of the things you mentioned to me was Camp Floyd, which I've never heard of.
Oh my.
Somewhere in Utah Valley, I'm assuming.
Yes, Camp Floyd. Camp Floyd is out in Fairfield, so it's
And Fairfield is
east, a little southeast of Lehigh.
Okay.
And Camp Floyd, actually, last year, the Pony Express went through that area.
Not last year.
No, that last year.
You want to put a break in there, just a small pause in there somewhere.
Oh, that would have been a good call. But thank you for pointing that out to me. They celebrated their 150th anniversary, so it wasn't last year, but there was a lot of wonderful celebrations and reenactments of that. But Camp Floyd, I'll tell you the little history of it.
I'd love to, because really I've never heard of it. There are other camps around the Utah area, but I haven't heard of this one. So,
well, it's just wonderful, and it is a state park.
Okay.
And so in 1858, President Buchanan believed that the Mormons were rebelling against the laws of the United States. So he dispatched 3,500 troops, nearly 1/3 of the entire U.S. Army, to suppress the rumored rebellion in Utah. Buchanan believed that Democrats and Republicans, Northerners and Southerners, could unite in an attempt to restore order to Utah. And he could thus divert attention away from the crisis over slavery and the tensions between the North and South. So he had a plan in doing this.
It was more or less to show what could be done on the East Coast. Is that what we're talking about?
Well, it was to,
because we didn't have Civil War out here.
No, well, it hadn't happened yet.
Okay, so this is to prevent.
Well, some believe it was actually a distraction.
Oh, okay.
A distraction, and to dispatch these troops so they would be out in Utah and they wouldn't be back east because of the crisis over slavery.
Honey, don't y'all start with the Civil War. Don't get into it too deep, because I've got personal feelings involved in the Civil War.
And you have a family?
Well, all my family grew up right in South Carolina, where I did. And when I was a child, they were still deciding how wrong it was that the South did not rise. So I'm not going to say any more about that, but It's in my DNA.
All right. So moving on. So in 1958, President Buchanan, encouraged by Secretary of War John Floyd, pumped nearly 200,000 into the Army to build up Camp Floyd. Camp followers soon increased, and the population grew to 7,000 people, making it the third largest city in the Utah Territory. In 1861, the tensions of the North and South finally resulted in civil war, and the troops were ordered back east.
And the technical people just typed, and those damn Yankees moved south. right to the farm, actually, that my grandparents owned. It was in it was in the family, and they moved right out. And some of the children were hidden because they were killing people and taking the children. And so they were hidden under the skirts of some of the mammies. And I wasn't old enough to be in the Civil War, thank you very much. But I grew up with nannies and mammies.
Wow.
in the South, and who were very, very protective of children, which started during the Civil War.
And they loved those children so much.
Well, they did.
They did. They loved them so much. So,
And did you say 18 something or 19 something here? 1861.
1861. You weren't alive. So most of the
Almost.
okay, most of the buildings there were erected by the Army, but they've all been dismantled and demolished. And some 4 million of Army surplus was sold for a few cents on the dollar when he pulled all the troops back east for the crisis of the war. So across the street from Camp Floyd is the Stagecoach Inn, and it's a 2-story.
It's actually called the Stagecoach
It is
Inn.
the Stagecoach Inn. It's a 2-story adobe and frame hotel built by John Carson in 1858. And you can have tours in there. And it was the first stop south of Salt Lake City for the Pony Express.
On the way to St. George.
On the way probably to California is what
Okay.
I'm thinking, yeah. So it is a state park, and it's 25 miles southwest of Lehigh on State Road 73. It's open daily.
Okay, because I thought it was southeast, so it's really southwest.
Southwest, I'm
Okay.
sorry, yeah.
Going down on what highway is it?
State Road 73.
Okay, State Road 73, which would be a nice day trip.
It's a
actually,
wonderful
from
trip.
the Utah Valley area.
And they do a lot of reenactment, and they have the Civil War uniform, and you can I shot a musket. It was pretty fun.
Go out and beat somebody up.
It was fun.
So, can you stay in the hotel? Can you stay at the end, or is it just a
No.
go see?
No.
So,
yeah,
is there
it's
anywhere out
historic.
there? You bring a camper. I'm sure that you could do that.
Well, actually, what they have going on right now is sort of fun because there's a lot of legends and questions about, is Camp Floyd haunted? So,
Ooh.
the public is invited to participate in this paranormal investigation of Camp Floyd on Saturday coming up, October 22nd, or on Saturday the 29th.
What time does it all start?
Probably when it opens up at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
At 10 o'clock, and they will give presentations about the ghost hunting techniques and findings, and they will actually, participants are encouraged to view the museums at daylight beginning at 6 p.m. And then the evening will start, I was wrong, at 7 p.m. is when the Ghosts of Camp Floyd investigation begins.
So then you go look for them?
Yes, yes.
I don't want to find a ghost. Thank you very much.
And Mark Trotter is the park manager, and he's just a delightful man. And it is his enthusiasm.
Let's give his name again.
I will. It is Mark Trotter,
Okay.
the park manager. The phone number there, if you'd like to call for more information, is 801 768 8932.
Okay, let me say that again. 801 768 8932. Is that right? Did I
Right.
do that right? Okay.
October 22nd or the 29th, starting at 7 p.m.
So 27th through the 29th or 27th?
22nd and the 29th.
Okay, 2 Saturdays there.
2
22nd.
Saturdays.
Okay. I think that would be a fun trip. It's not that far coming from any direction in Utah County area.
It's a very popular event, so they require online reservations.
Oh, okay.
And so they can go to stateparks.utah.gov/NODE/1986.
Got to be an easier way to get there.
Well, you could probably just go to stateparks.utah.gov
Okay.
and put in Camp Floyd.
And it would come up.
And they
Okay.
could do that also.
And if all of that fails, then we want you to get hold of Julia, and she can tell you where and what.
Utah Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau, phone number is 801-851
2100.
2100. I did this last time. I almost gave my direct line, which is okay also, but 851 2100 is the phone number.
And she can give you information on any of the things that we've talked about this morning, as a matter of fact. So, but I'm excited to hear about Camp Floyd because I'm always looking for places to take grandchildren.
Right, right.
And so that would be fun.
More information would be on our website also, utahvalley.com. You can go to that too.
Okay, we're going to talk about, I've seen this at a distance down in,
From a distance.
we break out in song. We do dance too. Down in the Genola area, But I actually had gone to Alberta and with Mary Boyack, who was on last Friday about her book, The Coat and the Crown, a great book. Um, but we got to see this off in the
Oh, you
distance.
did see it.
Oh yeah, you
Because
can.
she's from
She's
down
from
there.
her. We were
Yeah.
down there on a family outing at
Oh,
the
great.
family farm down there, and by going a little bit west and then north from Alberta, we were able to see the outline of this thing. And now they don't know what I'm talking about. So why don't you say tell what we're talking about here, because kind of exciting. Hollywood has come to the south part of the county.
Yes, the LDS Church is building a model of Jerusalem in the Genola area, and it's going to be a film and movie set primarily, and it's huge. It's lifestyle.
Oh, it is. I've been to Israel. I've been to Jerusalem, and if you're up on a mountain looking, you see a very similar skyline.
Oh, wow.
It's just really interesting what they have done down there, and it's out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. They couldn't possibly bother anybody. In fact, we couldn't get too close to it. The roads were blocked off. But they are in the process of building it, and I guess there are going to be many films filmed out there, and
Right.
that's the reason they're doing this.
Right. And I was told also that the landscape is just perfect to what it looks like.
It is desert.
Yes.
They're out
It
in the
looks
middle of a
just
desert, and
perfect.
it is very similar with the rolling hills and then the mountains in the background. If you're standing in Jerusalem, you feel like, I mean, this place is as real as they're going to ever get it. And there is not room left in Los Angeles or out in the desert there to build what they're doing here, which is
No.
just amazing.
And
And I don't know who started that project or when, because I didn't hear about it till I was out in the Alberta area and heard about it that day. And then we drove and tried to, find it.
well, it is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that has built it.
Will it be a tourist place when they're not
Possible
filming
tours, but it would be by
by
appointment.
appointment?
And it's in the southwest area of Goshen, in an area of the cattle field lot operation. So I guess there's a lot of cattle out there too. But yeah, it's large. It's about 2.8 acres is the size of the whole project.
Pretty good size
So
out there.
exciting things happening down in the
And
south
we'll have
part of our
more
valley.
going on about that, I'm sure. And then also, we've got about, I don't know, 8 minutes or so left. Let's talk a little bit about Sundance in general and then be specific about some of the things that are happening there. In general, Sundance is a great place to go for lunch, for breakfast, for dinner. They have a couple of different places to eat. The food is great. The cost is great. So, take your checkbook and all your credit cards. But it's fun to be there. It's beautiful, and they've got a new facility out there now. But the food is great at Sundance. I can vouch for that. I love going up there.
Well, I was just there this weekend.
You had a busy weekend.
I had a very
my
busy
dear.
weekend.
I want to know who she's been with. Forget all this stuff. I want to know who she's dating.
I've been with a wonderful group of people that are here. It's called Green Spa, and they're spa owners and product. They own and sell product for spas, and it's all environmental. It's all natural, and so
We should get them on with us.
well, they're pretty busy. They're having their convention right
Are they?
now. So their theme was taking root. So I was able to
Taking root, ROOT. Okay.
and so they asked if I could possibly get a tree donated. And so Ben from Linden Nursery was so generous. He donated a beautiful pine tree. And when I went to pick it up Saturday, it was large. It was about a 5-foot tree. And I was hoping it was in a 1 or 5 gallon container. I looked at that and I went, will that fit in the back of my trunk? And of course it did. We shoved it in there and I drove it up to Sundance and nobody was there. And this young man walks by me and he had a Sundance shirt on. I said, can you help me? And I said, this is for this group coming. And he just picked that. It was huge. He just picked it up and put it up there. And then at 6:30 yesterday morning, I was there and I took them on a tour and a hike up to Stewart Falls and spent most of the morning with them.
It's gorgeous up there. Any time of the year, Sundance is beautiful.
The leaves were changing. And that's something that we do at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. When we work with you and your group and help you, once you've decided on everything and signed contracts, we don't just say thank you and goodbye. We follow up when you're here. We do things like that. That's what any convention visitors bureau throughout the nation is. It's just a great resource and help. So
And I don't think I would have thought of it as the first thing. Maybe walk through the office to see what was going on, pick up some maps because I've done that, but I had no idea what a personal service you offer to any size group, really, because I've seen buses with people driving around. And but it would be fun to have anybody going to Park City or Sundance because it's just so pretty this time of the year.
right.
And when my youngest son was in high school, he mentioned one day that he needed to go take some pictures for one of the classes he was taking. And my daughter was a photojournalist, and so she had a great camera. We thought, let's go up. It was fall. We'll go up to Sundance and we'll take some pictures. And we did. And we got above Sundance, shot back across the valley. And he's got his camera and he said, "Where's the color?" And 3 of my 4 sons are colorblind.
Oh no.
And he kept looking for the color, and there were reds and golds and different 15 different shades of green. And I don't know what we were thinking, but we said, "Shoot, you'll get a good grade. So get the picture that you want.
Picture.
Take the picture. Trust that we know what we're talking about." But
Well,
it is
real quick,
beautiful.
there's one thing I just wanted to mention. If you want to, they are hosting complimentary movie screenings in November up there in Robert Redford's screening room, and both classic films and new Robert Redford films that he's done or produced or been in. And they're going to do Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Conspirator, Jeremiah Johnson. And if you go to their website, which is sundanceresort.com, all the dates and times will be there. So what a great place to go see a Robert Redford movie.
Is this the big hall? The big hall?
No,
or is it
that's the
sma- is it-
rehearsal hall.
That's a rehearsal hall. It's one that's away on the other side of the pond.
Right, the screening room.
The screening room. Now that's not very big. Do you have to make a reservation to go up there?
Well, that's why we're going to go to sundanceresort.com, Pat, and find out. I don't know.
We don't know, but it is a small room. So if they are not taking reservations, you do want to get up there early. I should say it's a small room. It's probably an average living room size. It's a little bit bigger.
No. It's a regular movie theater with seats, and I'm
I've been
sure
up there for receptions.
I'm sure it holds 150 people.
Well, what size is your living room? That's what I was talking
Okay.
about.
Mine's not that big.
So it's a good size and a place to go. When? What days? Do we know?
No, in November they'll be doing those complimentary screenings. So that sounds like it's
So
free
we don't
of
know if
charge
it's
to
every
me.
day or in the evening or just
It's
weekends.
probably weekends.
Weekends, okay.
Yeah.
And while you're up there, go a little bit early, have a bite to eat. They have a phenomenal gift shop up there. I had a granddaughter that came up, not this past summer, but the summer before. And she found a skirt up there that we're all still talking about, came from Sundance. And
I made this ring at Sundance.
you made it?
Yes, I did.
You
Isn't it
put
cute?
it is. So
Yeah.
what do you mean
It's,
you
it's
made
green.
it?
It's green Baltic amber, and my dear friend Brittany Golden is a silversmith up there, and you can go out and make
One of those
silver
little
jewelry.
shops off to the
Yeah,
side?
in the Art
Okay.
Shack, and I made this little pinky ring out of green Baltic amber, and I have
me see.
bracelets I've made up there, and other rings.
So anybody can go up there,
Mm-hmm.
and I know they have a place that you can make glass vases and vases and such things.
They have glass blowers that come from
Okay.
Guadalajara, Mexico
Really?
every year.
So they have this, and they have the glass. I know they've got 2 or 3 other little
They have
shacks up there.
pottery. You can do the ghost thing and do your pottery, and they have bead making, and they have photography and nature walks, and a lot of great things.
A lot of
to
things
do.
going on. So if you're planning on going up there, don't just go for the evening event or the morning event. Go up and spend the day. It's a great place to go, and we should have some of their people down here too
We'll
to talk about it.
we'll get everybody. We know people, Pat. We'll get them here
Julia knows everybody.
because they should be here because this is great. UtahValleyLive.com, and it's just a wonderful new station and live streaming that we're doing to focus just on Utah Valley.
Which is great. That's what we're doing. That's what this is all about. I'm Pat Sheranian, and I've been so happy to be with you today. And my guest is a senior sales manager, not based entirely on age, but how about talent, Julia Currey, and with the Utah Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau. And they're located downtown Provo, which is the county seat. And we invite you to get hold of Julia at 801 851 2100. And we appreciate Julia. We appreciate you being here. Appreciate the folks that are behind you, having you come over and share all this information with us.
Thank you.
It's good to be tuned in to where we live. We don't have to go very far to have a good time. You folks, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Have a great and healthy day. It's been our pleasure to be with you. We'll be back tomorrow at noon, same time, same place. Looking forward to seeing you and yours. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.